years, one could say that I've been on a lot of planes and through a lot of airports. So I decided to give you guys and gals my best airplane and airport tricks, tips, and hacks.
Okay, so let's see what she's got here. She's been taking planes for a while, so let's see what she's got.
Always check in online. Guys, there are 3 huge reasons why you should do this. First things first is if you are on a long haul flight, older planes don't have plugs. Some
Okay, this is kind of weird for started off with this. I mean, it doesn't seem that valuable of information. I've actually never been on a plane that had some seats with plugs and some not. Usually they all have plugs unless it's a super low budget airline. The only time I've ever seen it is a local Canada brand new actually company, Flair Airlines. That's the only time I've seen when they actually don't have plugs. But this doesn't seem that useful to me.
airlines let you know what seats have plugs in it. Plugs are important, so you can choose the seats that have the plug.
I'd say a good bet is to charge your phone before you get on the plane and have a charger. Most planes usually have charging ports.
Plugs. The best rule of thumb is to pick a seat at the very front of the plane because those generally will have a higher chance of having a plug. Also, if you have a tight connection, choosing a seat as close as you can to the front, make sure that you get off the plane first, which can add 5 to 10 minutes if you are in the as opposed to if you were in the back of the plane. This is a huge difference if you are in that position where you are running for your flight.
Okay, yeah, that's true. You do get off the plane a little bit quicker if you're in the front row. Uh, if that's important to you, especially if you have a connecting flight that you didn't book it all in one time. Like if you booked two separate flights and you're connecting yourself, if you miss the second flight, uh, they might not give you they might not connect you onto another flight. If you bought a ticket and it has a connecting flight within the one ticket, they'll sort it out for you if for some reason your plane's late or something and you can't make it.
Plus, sometimes airline carriers overbook seats. North American airline carriers.
I've heard of this happening, overbooking. It's never happened to me. I've flown a lot. Like that one company I told you, Flair Airlines. I've heard that happening with them. They're a brand new company. They've had some issues like that. Yeah, I've heard about it with some other companies too, but it's actually never happened to me. I think it's super unlikely that they do that.
Which means that even though you paid for your flight already, doesn't necessarily guarantee that you have a seat on your flight. Yes, so by checking it online, you kind of get first dibs at seats.
But that's true. Like it is good to check in online right away as soon as you can, especially if they have free check in because you can pick your seat for free. So, but you got to be quick because people do that quickly. Sometimes it's 48 hours before, whatever it is. Just be on the ball, and yeah, that's a good idea. Check in as soon as you can. Pick your seat.
Now, if you are like me and you like to get your food first when you board a plane, order a special meal. These are, of course, dietary requirement specific meals, meaning that you will be giving up a certain.
This is sort of like not that really. I don't know if this is really a hack. Going back to like what she was saying earlier, though, I'm gonna have some actual hacks in another video, or maybe I'll put it in this video. But actual hacks that are actually super useful, and yeah, like these hacks so far aren't really hacks. These are just I don't know. Maybe she's gonna give us something good soon.
Food group like meat or dairy or it might be kosher or low fat. But the benefit is that you get your food first. So if you can live without a certain food group, you get your food first. And in a huge plane, this can be the difference of like 15 to 30 minutes.
Unless you're starving when you get on the plane, like I don't see what 15 minutes is if it's not really a big deal to wait for your food. Like you're on the plane for however long it is anyway. Say it's like a 6 hour flight, a 10 hour, 12 hour flight, whatever it is. Like if you have to wait, if you get your food 15 minutes before or 15 minutes later than everybody else, I don't really see how that is a hack.
You can also pack snacks. However, if you are packing things like fruits or nuts, make sure you eat it before you deboard your plane and go through customs.
Like these are probably the lamest hacks I've ever heard. Like bring snacks. Yeah, okay, you know what? It's not a it's a good idea actually. I mean most planes depending a lot of flights they give you free food anyways. They give you free snacks and free meals and you can actually get like multiple meals usually like say they hand out food, dinner, breakfast, whatever it is, and you eat it. And if you're still hungry, you can ask them for another meal and they'll give you another meal. So unless it's like a low budget carrier that they don't give anything for free, I wouldn't even worry about bringing food unless you want to bring certain foods. But if it is a low budget or a cheap airline and they don't have free food, then for sure bring snacks.
In whatever foreign country you're in, because sometimes they have restrictions on certain foods coming in. Don't buy a black bag. Seriously, don't buy a black bag. Now, I've had my luggage lost a few times now, and the first thing they ask you when you lose your luggage is to identify what your bag looks like. If you
Okay, I mean, buying a black bag's not a problem. You can put something on your bag to make it unique, like stickers and patches and different things like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with black bag. Also, yeah, like I said, these hacks are pretty lame. I'm gonna make a video of actual way better hacks, and you guys can let me know what you think if my hacks are better than these hacks.
tell them it's a black bag, well, good luck. Because that's them trying to identify your bag in a big pile of bags. If yours is the black bag, it is going to be way harder to find than if it's something that really stands out.
I'll tell you what I usually try and do is I usually just try and pack light and I just have a carry-on bag. I don't even check my bag. That way there's no risk of losing it and you don't have to wait for your bag when you get off the plane. You just hop off and go straight out the door. And to me, I usually, even if I'm traveling for a month, like if it's a warm country, like I don't need a lot of clothes and things. But that's just me. I like to pack super light, and there's a lot of benefits to that. Let's see what else she's got.
Also, make sure you snap a photo of your luggage before you board. This helps a lot with identifying what your bag looks like.
Okay, that's actually a really good idea to take a photo of your bag because it's hard to explain no matter what your bag really looks like. That's a really good idea. But that's in the case that if you lose your bag. I've never actually lost my bag. She's probably traveled a lot more than me, but I know it does happen. Like I said, I rarely ever check my bag, so that's also a reason I keep everything on me at all times. I don't really like to risk it. But yeah, if you're checking your bag, taking a picture, that's a good idea.
Four-wheeled suitcases are always better than two-wheeled suitcases. Trust me, pushing your suitcase is going to be a lot easier than pulling it.
Okay, I've never had a four-wheel suitcase, so I can't really attest to this. I always have a backpack, and for me, it's a lot better just to be able to get around. I don't want to push or pull a suitcase down the street, and sometimes it's more convenient for me to walk places, or yeah. And like I said, I like to keep all my stuff on me usually a lot of the time. So, I don't really mess around with those kind of suitcases. I prefer a backpack, and they have like big backpacks, traveling backpacks that you can um, get, and you can fit a lot of stuff in them. So that's the way I like to go.
Two-wheeled suitcase. Bring an empty water bottle. You can take it through security, and then once you're past security, you can fill it up at any of the free water fountains they have, and voila, you have liquid that's not ridiculously overpriced at an airport.
Okay, airports always have free water. Like she said, you can fill it up at the free water station, the water fountain or whatever. And then when you get on the airplane, I've never been on an airplane that doesn't have free water. Even the cheapest airplanes that they charge for everything, including any snacks or food, they always have at least free water on there. So I mean, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Carry a water bottle with you, I guess, if you want. I don't know if it's really like a crazy hack, though.
Dress in layers. Now, airports have a Katy Perry problem, aka they're hot when you are going through the airport and when you first get on a plane, and then they are freezing cold once you are on.
Yeah, that's true. I would even say wear comfortable clothes in general too. Sweatpants. Yeah, bring a extra sweater and like, I mean, like I said, I have my bag on me all the time, so I have everything in my bag. But most of the time, usually I do that anyways. But yeah, I mean, definitely dress comfortable and be prepared for hot or cold conditions on the plane.
The plane. It is best to dress in layers. So you can take clothes off, you can take clothes on, depending on what temperature you want to be in. I personally love wearing some sort of hooded contraption, like a hoodie, you might call it, or something that I can put over my head. When your plane gets canceled or something goes wrong, the number one tip I can give you is don't get mad. It's sad. If you are yelling at airport staff, that's just in any situation.
Don't get mad, get sad, laugh out loud. What the heck is that?
Really, that's not gonna want to make them want to help you. I mean, I completely understand the situation. I've been there. I've been frustrated. I've been tired. I've been pissed off. But yelling at other people does not get you anywhere.
Of course, yeah, no. Why would you yell and make a scene for at somebody? Then probably they had nothing to do with creating the problem for you. Yeah, that's kind of common sense. I don't know if this is really a hack. Let's see where she's going with this.
At the airport, they're just gonna go, sorry, nothing I can do. Whereas, if you try to make them sympathize with you, if there are a lot of other people having a horrible situation and a lot of other flights being canceled, they're probably going to look a little bit more favorably in your case. This has personally led to me getting free flights rerouted. It's led to me not paying excess baggage fees. It's led to me getting a preferred choice of hotel and extra meal vouchers, even when I didn't even need a meal voucher, just by being nice and patient and also crying. I mean, crying, kind of. If you can do.
Okay, so she's literally her hack is to tell you to cry and literally to try and cry if you can pull off crying. That's kind of messed up. Like, yeah, I mean, I can imagine that this girl, if it's a guy, she probably bats her eyelashes at him, and if it's maybe a woman, maybe she cries to manipulate them to get what she wants. It sounds like that's kind of messed up. I don't know. I mean, maybe that works. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's a hack or not. Let's see what else she's
No,
got.
I needed to pull off the crying, put off the tears. I've done it before, seriously. Crying. People, you know. Also, for more complex issues, it's all about who you talk to at an airport. Front counter check-in staff can only do so much, but there are customer service peoples and there are office peoples. There are a lot of different people that work for an airline that can help solve your situation on various levels. You know what I'm saying? They can make things happen. The higher the person in charge, the better your chances. Also, if you are currently waiting in line, like a big, huge line, because like everyone else's plane's been canceled, try calling in the airline. Even if you're in line, try calling in the airline because sometimes that could be a lot quicker than waiting in the line to talk to a service.
I don't know. What do you guys think about these hacks? Are these really like? I mean, she's been traveling. This is a big YouTube channel. She just said she's been traveling for like 5 years. I'm guessing a lot in that time. Um, this sounds like this is what she's learned so far. What do you guys think? I'm gonna make a video of some hacks that I think are way better than these. Really useful. I think that nobody probably. I mean, a lot of these things are common sense that she's saying. I'm gonna make a video of some actually really interesting, cool hacks that I can share with you guys.
Rep. Get lounge access. Now, this can be a whole video in and of itself on different airline alliances and how to get frequent flyer miles. But basically, the gist of it is, once you get to certain levels, you get lounge access. And it's wonderful. Basically, lounge access is free Wi-Fi, it's comfortable seats, and it's snacks. Pretty good deal if you're going to be in an airport for several hours in a layover. You know, lounge access, it's quite nice. If you don't have a frequent flyer miles and you cannot actually get lounge access, try and see if you can pay for lounge access. That's right, certain lounges allow you to pay a fee to access the lounge. It's usually like $25 to $50. Now, of course, you have to determine if it's actually worth the lounge. I would say, unless you have a layover of at least an hour and a half to 2 hours or more, then it might be worth it to pay for the lounge access. If it's anything less than that, then you could probably find something else to do with your time and save yourself the $30 to $50.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're traveling all the time, you're probably not going to have uh, access to those lounges, unless, like she said, unless you're going to pay for it. And I don't know if, people, the majority of people really want to pay for those kind of things, or if they're, a lot of people are that are traveling are on budgets. So, um, I mean, when there's a lot of airports that have massage chairs and services and stuff. I like to do that kind of stuff. Um, or yeah, but I mean, lounges can be nice. I don't know if that's really a hack though. Like, I guess pay for a lounge. I don't know if that's really considered a hack. Like,
Also, if your airport doesn't have free Wi-Fi, you can always sit outside of a lounge and kind of, cipher off their free Wi-Fi. Yeah, Nadine's recommendations.
yeah, I guess if there's no code.
You never need to be at the airport 3 hours before your flight, unless you are flying like on a super busy holiday at the biggest airports on the middle of the day.
Okay, this could be a little misleading. Yeah, the reason they tell you to come 3 hours early is in case. It's just in case, right? Like, um, I was at an airport the other day, and it was literally like everybody was missing their flights because nobody was there early enough. There was staff shortages and huge lines, and that's why they tell you to come 3 hours early on an international flight, and I think 1.5 hours usually on a domestic flight. It's just in case there's any issues like that, and if you don't want to miss your flight, because if you do miss your flight, because you got there only an hour early or whatever, and there was some issues, like you're probably going to be out of luck. But I mean, yeah, if you want to risk it, the cutoff to get on a flight, to it depends also, like if you're checking in a bag. If you're not checking in a bag, you can walk through customs pretty quickly sometimes. Maybe you only have to be there 45 minutes early or something. But the more tight you cut it, the more risky it is. I don't know if that's really a hack.
Day, you really do not need to be at the airport 3 hours before. 2 hours is usually fine for international or domestic flights. 2.5 if you are at a busier airport and you need to go through.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I usually do go around 2 hours early, but like I said, it's a risk. If you're willing to take a risk, yeah, 2 hours is probably fine. But if you want to make sure that you don't miss your flight, I would just go early, like they say. 3 hours. That's going to give you lots of time. Depends. I guess it's on you.
Customs as well as security, because security doesn't take as long as if you have to go through customs and security, but really 2 hours is what I usually do, and I'm always fine with that.
Like I said, if you're not checking in your bag too, keep that in mind. Uh, the check the last call for bag check-in is going to be a lot sooner than the last call just to sneak your way through the airport security. Not sneak through the airport security, but get through the airport security quickly. There's not really as much of uh, a time on that, being able to do that. So, but checking in your bag, there's definitely usually a cutoff for that.
So, if you are running late for a flight, i.e., i.e. your flight is already boarding or is about to board, tell somebody. Tell somebody. If you are waiting in line for security, let
Yeah, this is a good point. If you ever do find yourself in this position where you're late, go just go straight, cut right to security. You know, get to talk to somebody, and they'll put you through. They'll get you through the line usually. Don't just if you know you're gonna miss your flight, don't sit in the line and wait for yourself to miss your flight. Like you have no choice. You have to find somebody who can help you, and security or somebody will be able to help you.
one of the control, I don't know what they call, but like one of the guards that are there know that your flight is boarding or is about to board, because they can put you through magical priority lines that get you through security like that.
I can just imagine this girl, putting on her pouty face, crying, and coming to the airport late, getting through. That's kind of I don't know. I'm not really down with that. I don't really like that kind of thinking, but I wonder if that's what is going through her mind.
That if you have a flight that is boarding or is about to board, like really tight schedule, so just ask them. Also, don't forget to ask your fellow travelers. If you are already in line, ask the people in front of you, hey, look, explain to them the situation. My plane is about to board, or it's currently boarding.
It's funny how she says, like, don't come early. You don't have to come early. You can just come, like, later than what they recommend. And then she tells you how to get through the line when you're late for your flight. Like, I don't know. To me, that's kind of messed up.
At the moment, could I please just go ahead of you in the security lines? Now, this is kind of like a mixed grab bag because obviously it depends on who it is that you're asking, but people have let me through before. I've seen this happen many times before. Unless those people themselves are late for a flight, they'll generally just let you through because if they're not in a hurry, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice people out there, but, maybe you should have come a little earlier so you don't have to cut everybody out of line. Like, I understand sometimes there's things happen, right? Cab goes the wrong way, or you can't get a riot cab, or who knows, and you end up getting a little late. But like, you're clearly just said that one of your hacks is like coming to the airport late, so, or not as early as recommended. Like, I mean, if everybody did this, it would be chaos. That's why they say come early, like.
Matters to them. Don't be afraid to ask airline staff directions. If you are lost, what's the quickest way to get places? I have done this many times before. I've asked them what's a good place to eat, or how do I get to this terminal, or how do I get to this? People want to help you. Don't be afraid to ask. Like, I've been told crazy shortcuts through some of the busiest airports to go through like parking lots and these weird alleys. It sounds sketchy, but it got me to my gate a lot faster than I thought if I just followed signs and did the normal way.
Whoops. Oh, well, anyways, I think that video is almost over. I was gonna say, I don't know. I mean, usually you can follow the signs, and they usually take you right there. I don't know, what she's really talking about, to be honest. Once you're in the airport, you go, if you have to check in or whatever, or if you've already checked in, you got a security to go through. There's usually maybe a few different securities. Which one you find the one you go through, then you find your gate, and there's usually signs telling you where to go. I don't know about traveling through parking lots and stuff. There are some situations where sometimes you got to get from one airport to another or something like that, but or you got to go if you're changing flights, connecting flights, but I don't know. I mean, I've never had a problem with just following the signs. I don't know really about these shortcuts that she's talking about. Maybe if anybody knows any of these shortcuts, have you guys ever tried that? Let me know in the comments. Maybe let me know the specific airports. I'm curious. I'll check it out. Anyways, that's enough for this video. After watching this, I think I have some way better travel hacks, and airport and airplane hacks that I'll share with you guys. I'll make another video in the future. Make sure you guys subscribe and like the video, and if you want to see some real good hacks and better content than this. Thanks, guys. Bye. See you guys next time. See you guys.